Mexico. Well, the Nigerian lineup has been announced to the crowd, and it is Rufai, Eguavoren, Iroa, Okajokwu, Adepoju, Okocha, Amuniki, Siasa, Amokachi, Ekoku and Okafor. Here's the Argentine lineup. Remember, they're now being coached by Daniel Alberto Passarella, a real disciplinarian who's gone for home-based players with the exception of Batistuta. Here's the Nigerian side, and they'll be really looking to try and fly the flag of African football here. Remember the statistics of this game as we run through for you the Argentine side. Carlos Bossio in goal, the captain Ayala at 2, Shamo, Zanetti, Perez, Fabri, Ortega, Escudero, Batistuta, Rambert and Bacedas. Christian Bacedas there, number 20, sure to be an influential player in the midfield, plays for Vélez Sarsfield. Here's Nigeria, confirmation, Rufai, Eguavoren, Iroru, further down at Adepoju, Okocha, Amuniki and Amokachi, two very important players for them. Siasa, who scored the goal against Argentina in Boston. Our official from the United Arab Emirates, Ali Boujasim. And tense moments here before we get underway as Peter Rufai, who plays for Farense in Portugal, kept 3 clean sheets in the 5 games during the African Nations Champions final. Nigeria do have a good support here in a rather disappointing crowd in the King Fahd Stadium, it's got to be said. By no means a capacity attendance for this one. Jose Shamo, born in Rosario, plays for Lazio in Italy. So Nigeria against Argentina from Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. The statistics rather more simple here than the game that we've just seen between Denmark and Mexico. Nigeria have to win to play Denmark in the final. For Argentina, a draw will suffice. Sebastian Rambert, who scored the first goal of the new Passarella era against Chile. They've yet to concede a goal, which is ominous for Nigeria, who are about to get us underway. Daniel Amokachi plays for English Premiership side Everton. And Amuniki, what a fine player he is. He was just pipped, incidentally, by George Weah for the African Footballer of the Year, in which Nigeria had 5 in the top 11. They've clearly been the dominant force in African soccer over the last 12 months, that's for sure. A match that's really been looked forward to by both countries. Certainly it's a chance for Nigeria to gain revenge, and it's the biggest test so far for the new man in charge at the helm of Argentine football, Daniel Alberto Passarella. He replaced Alfio Basile as coach of the national side after the World Cup finals. He played 15 seasons in Argentina at River Plate, where he won 7 titles, so he knows plenty about Argentine football. 71 full international caps, 2 World Cups he played at in 78 and 82, and only a stomach infection ruined his chances of being involved in 86. Rambert, who plays for Independiente, scored in the 5-1 win over Japan, which was enough to give Argentina this advantage of only needing a draw here. Somehow I don't think they'll play for it. I think they'll try and win the game outright. Samson Siasia, who, as we've already seen, not only scored in that game in Boston in the World Cup finals, but also grabbed a goal. As away come Argentina, looking to try and break down a Nigerian defence, which one has to say is suspect and appears to be the major weak link of an otherwise very attractive unit. I certainly get the feeling here that the first 20 minutes are going to be fascinating. Argentina, with this completely new side, the experience of Chamo, of Batistuta and Ortega, along with a lot of players who haven't played at this type of level, and it's a really fascinating test for them. Here's Zanetti, and he's done well, but he drilled the cross in, and the disappointment from Batistuta was there to be seen. Zanetti, who's playing on the right-hand side of midfield, only 21, and he drilled that in. And certainly a lot's going to be learned from this 90 minutes for Passarella, because it's the first major test. As I said, they've played 4 games so far without conceding a goal under his new regime. And there's Ortega, and he's certainly one of the stars. Plays for River Plate. Made his international debut against Morocco, another African side, in the 3-1 win back in April. Here's Batistuta. Again, Argentina wanting to come through on the right-hand side, but Adipoju intercepts, and a first touch for Amakachi, who's likely to be an important figure. Okocha, a little bit frenetic, some of the first touches from Nigeria so far, but they've got a chance to break here, and Okocha tries one, and Bozio, the Estudiantes goalkeeper, who'd only played a handful of games, even for Estudiantes, who are now a second division club, haven't really found the form that they showed 20-30 years ago, when in fact they were the side that beat Manchester United in the World Club Championship final. They've had far leaner days since then. Bozio's their keeper, and he'd only played some 25 games before he got the international call-up. Big surprise to the Argentine media, that one. Certainly a lively start there for Okocha to want to go for goal so early. We played 4 minutes in Riyadh. This is the King Fahd Stadium in the Intercontinental Cup. What really now is a semi-final, because Japan are out of it. So these two battling for a place to play Denmark in the final, which will be Friday at 6 o'clock Central European time, 5 o'clock in the UK, and is live on Eurosport. Ali Bujassim from the United Arab Emirates is the man in charge. Argentina attacking the goal away to our right in this first half. But Nigeria have had the best chance so far. Aguilón. Amakachi making a run in the centre. And again, fine play that from Ekoku, but the quality of the pass wasn't as good as the turn. Okocha is an important member of Amadou Shabu's side. He took over from Clemens Westerhoff after the World Cup final, so both these countries have changed their coach since the World Cup finals. As Argentina come forward again, Batistuta's got goal side here, but Rufai was out quickly, and he had to be as well. Batistuta already scored twice in the championship and has a phenomenal scoring record this season for his club. Fiorentina in Italy, and a great chance, but it's drilled wide. So immediately it was a Kocher again who got into the area. Argentina only need a draw then to progress through to the final of the Intercontinental Cup, a trophy that they won in its inaugural final 2 years ago, beating the host nation Saudi Arabia in the final. After also beating the African champions Ivory Coast in the first round by 4-0. Big test this for African soccer in general. How Nigeria have progressed really will be determined by their result here against a very competent and side for the future in Argentina. They have completely changed their philosophy now under their new coach, Passarella. It's a disciplinarian, as I said, who's demanded from his players that they have their hair cut to a maximum height as well. It certainly might affect Caniggia if he wants to get back into the team at any stage, as they break forward again here. And Batistuta, well, he never really caught hold of it, but it will have to be, from his point of view, a golden chance that stopped the shot a little bit, but it was Argentina's best chance so far. Away goes a Kocher for Nigeria. That's a fair-looking ball, and the header's just wide from Amaka Ekoku. But it was Ekoku who got there. Efan Ekoku with a clear header, and that will be warning signs. And it was only inches wide. Ekoku, who really impressed many in his spell at Norwich, now playing for another Premiership club in Britain, Wimbledon of London. And he was so close there with a fine header. It was a great run he made. And Batistuta at one end and Ekoku at the other. He was actually born in Manchester in England, Ekoku. Now 27 years of age. So still no goals, but already we've had 3 what I would describe as category 1 chances. And certainly a warning to Argentina there with the header from Ekoku. This match will be particularly memorable, I would think, for number 2, Agustin Equivan, who many felt was lucky to stay on the field, as Batistuta was in the centre waiting there for Fabri. I was saying Equivan was very lucky not to have seen red, when in the end it was Sunday Olicia who got the yellow card, when a double yellow would have meant that Eguivon saw red, so he must feel very relieved. Rufai with the long clearance, headed back by Zanetti. Certainly Nigeria have made an encouraging start, even though they have once or twice been caught square in the opening 10 minutes. They have created chances, and that'll be something that will encourage the Nigerians to go further forward. But remember, Argentina do only need a draw, so it's going to be very tough for Nigeria. They might have to change their game plan And even if they were to get in front, they're not the sort of side you'd fancy to be playing to hold on to a 1-goal lead. But 12 minutes played here, and we've no goals so far in what's turning out to be a very interesting battle indeed. Chamot for Argentina. Began his career with Rosario Central. When he went to Italy, he began for Pisa and made his debut against Sampdoria. And he went to Foggia, and now in Lazio. So the first corner of the match to be taken by Ortega. And this one's floated dangerously. Rufai had to punch that one over, two-handed as well, because that was creeping in. Those are very difficult corners for goalkeepers to handle. He's asking for his defence to calm down. And it was a dangerous floating corner, this, and that would have certainly put pressure on Iroya, if not crept in, had Rufai not dealt with it. So corner number 2 then. Again, a floater, but not properly cleared and drilled in by Hugo Perez, but Nigeria can come on the break. Remember, they did take the lead in Boston in the match in the World Cup finals through Siasa, only to go down 2-1 with 2 from Claudio Caniggia, who isn't playing. Late challenge there by Siasa on Ortega. Nigeria must be very, very wary of here. That's a goal kick. Well, the first quarter of an hour is provided us excellent entertainment here without a goal. Alarm bells really at both sides. And there's the Nigerian bench. They've opted to have 6 on the bench and permanently 3 from them if they need them. Argentina have the whole squad on the bench in the event of any substitutions. The rules for this competition are slightly different. In fact, they were very confusing for the previous match. Argentina 0, Nigeria 0 in Riyadh. A place in the final against Denmark in the Intercontinental Cup. The prize for the winner, or in the event of a draw, for Argentina. Here's Bacedas from Vélez Sarsfield, penalised. Plays in midfield, only 21. Did play against Milan in the Toyota Cup final, the World Club Championship, in which Vélez Sarsfield of Argentina beat Milan of Italy. And Moniki, as I said, runner-up in the African Player of the Year award, which was announced today by the European and Paris-based magazine France Football. Georges Weah of Paris Saint-Germain won it for the 2nd time. Escudero. And again Escudero, but this time the challenge was a tough one from Adepoju. Away comes Chamot now. It's Argentina try and break, but Ecuador realised that was drifting out of play and there was no danger to it. So Nigeria have a throw. Just joined us to remind you that Denmark are through to the final of the Intercontinental Cup, having won a penalty shootout after a 1-1 draw. They got a very late equaliser after Mexico looked to have won the game with a goal from Louis Garcia, but it was a defensive error from Denmark that had led in Garcia. And one man in particular who I'm sure will be very relieved is the goalkeeper, a headed clearance went straight to Garcia. But here we are in the same stadium with Argentina and Nigeria battling for a place in the final. And it's a free kick to Nigeria. Already they've had two good chances. Okocha and a header from Koku that was just wide. And the warning signs are there for Argentina, who haven't yet conceded more than one goal. Remember, their first goal conceded under their new manager came from the free kick by Japan when they won 5-1. So just the one goal conceded, but that would be enough for Nigeria if they could keep a clean sheet. Amakachi, who scored a great goal against Japan, as Batistuta has his say. And I think the problem here is a cut to Ayala. Championship winning medals. Here comes the drive from outside the box that bounced awkwardly for Bozio, and Adepoju, very adept at those situations, wins Nigeria their first corner. Well, from their first corner in their first game against Japan, they managed to take the lead. It was a defensive error from Japan that led in Siasa. Well, here's Amuniki to float in the corner, and Amokachi gets up, and it's another corner. Well, a big man Amokachi was there worrying Bozio. Good little spell for Nigeria. It's still 0-0. Amuniki floated in. Again, it was aimed for Amokachi, and it's half cleared by Ortega for Argentina. Nigeria have won possession back, and Amuniki drills in the cross this time. It's comfortably read this time by Fabri, but he makes an error, and Nigeria can press again. The African nation champions, beating Zambia in the final to win that competition. Still 0-0 here, 20 minutes played. But Nigeria are certainly holding their own here, and this is a big test for Argentina. Okafor. Okocha. And Batistuta went in and won the challenge well. Okafor again, though, for Nigeria. This is Amokachi. Still Amokachi. It's a fine run. The challenge from Zanetti. But it was Amokachi who was penalised. 6 of one and half a dozen of the other initially, but then Amokachi, when he felt he'd lost it, did kick out at Zanetti. So still 0-0 as we approach the halfway point of this first half. A really fascinating scrap here. Iroha with the throw. This is Amokachi, and trying to release Okocha. Free kick. 2 in the wall. Zanetti 4, Ortega 7. Okocha to take it. He's drilled it over the bar. We've got a feeling those are wasted unless you have somebody with the power of Koeman. They're going to get much more value out of using their aerial presence, as we've already seen. Their best chances so far have come with the Koku header, and when Amokachi went in using his physical presence at the near post from the Amuniki corner. Nigeria 0, Argentina then 0 in the match that will decide who plays Denmark in the final here of the Intercontinental Cup. Best chances so far coming for the African nations champions, although Batistuta did have a golden chance to give Argentina the lead, but by his standards, miscued. Daniel Passarella will be anxious that his side comes through this test, and they'll be facing, if they get through, Denmark in the final. That was handball against Fabri, who's one of the Boca Junior representatives, and well, there was no doubt about that, even though I don't think he could have got out of the way. So Carlos Bosio trying to mastermind the situation. Well, we know Amokachi can strike one from that sort of range, but just wonder whether Okocha is going to have the initial effort. It might be one that's combined. 10 is Okocha. Far side there is Amokachi, and it's being teed up for Okocha. Well, he's getting closer. He was 5 yards over with the first one, and there was a lot more power in that effort. Had that been on target, Bosio would have been struggling. He was getting there. Maybe his next long-range shot can find the target. He did have that one early in the match that certainly made Bosio look uncomfortable, and perhaps that's been the tactics from Amadou Shabu to try and put pressure on this inexperienced international keeper, Carlos Bosio, only a youngster, 21 years of age. Quite tall and maybe vulnerable, particularly to the lower shots. Big surprise when he was included in the national side, as I said. Well, Nigeria are having much the better of things in the last 15 minutes after making a slightly nervous start. Amokachi goes through. Here's Daniel Amokachi, and there was a question mark against the goalkeeper. He did get down, and a free kick. Well, here was Amokachi, went through. Now it looked like he might have been held off there by Zanetti, and you could see that Bosio really struggled to get down, and here is the instant where Argentina bench. Still no goals, but encouraging signs for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. They haven't broken through yet, but they're certainly playing in an aggressive and an attacking formation. And here's a chance now. They look for the penalty, not given. It would have been a harsh decision. That's taken a deflection, and it'll drift out of play for a corner. Adepoju again, dangerous. Nigeria having a fine spell. This will test Argentina. Well, here was the possible penalty instant, and looking at it from that angle, Fabri may have been late. Anyway, corner it is, number 3 for Nigeria. Amuniki drills it to the far post, and it's a goal kick. Arcing away there. Again looking for one of the bigger men. This is brought in by Passarella. He only played around about 25 matches for his club, Estudiantes. Rufai clears, and it's gone fairly high and drifts out of play. I think Nigeria must score first here, because otherwise it's going to be very hard to see them scoring 2 and coming through and winning the game. But the longer it's 0-0, the more anxious Argentina might become, and there's no doubt that Nigeria do have many great attacking players, flair players as well. You just wonder about them defensively, and they may be a little naive in certain respects, but they're a team not to be taken too lightly, as Argentina, since the first 10 minutes, have shown very little. Amuniki, who loves to run with the ball, and this time he may have run a little bit too far. Hugo Perez from Independiente picks up possession. Argentina looking to try and break through the Nigerian defence. And the way Nigeria are playing at the moment, it's almost a 5-1-4 formation. The midfield seems to have been almost totally eroded, and they're losing a lot of those battles, but they have got plenty of runners up front. Match that will decide who plays Denmark in the final. Argentina have a free kick, and it's been taken by Escudero. Marcelo Escudero drills it into the penalty area, only half cleared, and Nigeria give away another free kick. It was a challenge on Hugo Perez that the Bujasim didn't like. Well, Batistuta wants to instigate everything from this sort of range. Actually born in the province of Santa Fe in Oreco Quista. He's a striker who's in prolific form. Half an hour played. Rufai only had to make the one save, and Nigeria have more than held their own so far. We await the opening goal though. Batistuta straight into the makeshift wall. But if they are going to score, he's surely odds on to be involved, if not to score the opening goal for them. He seems to be so hot at the moment. It's a Nigerian throw on halfway. The onus very much on them to keep attacking because of the fact that they need to win the game. Ekavan with the throw then as Nigeria build from the back. Okechukwu, Iroya, Okechukwu. Nigeria is slowing things down, wanting to try and play the game at their pace, but that'll suit Argentina all day. They'll just wait on a mistake, and here comes one, Batistuta. And he was rather unlucky not to get the free kick there. There was a lot of holding, and very little of it was being done by the Argentine player. But here comes Okocha. And again. Rather lucky there, I think, Nigeria, to get away with that, but they'll play by their luck, and they've got a free kick here, forehand ball, right. And he made his debut in that game against Australia that was the playoff for the World Cup, which Argentina came through over two legs to secure their place in the final. It really was as dramatic as that. He was actually included in the squad but didn't play in the World Cup finals. So Nigeria have a chance to come forward again. Shamrock. Aquobian. It's a long deep throw headed on, and really no danger here for Carlos Bosio. Still 0-0 then in Riyadh. Argentina and Nigeria battling for a place to face Denmark in Friday's final. Amokachi is looking for the return. Bacedas read that well. Does look a really good prospect, Bacedas. Saw him in those Valles Sarsfield games that led up to the Toyota Cup final, and he really was a key member in midfield of that Vélez Sarsfield side, and one who caught the eye and has gained international recognition not before time, and is certain to play a major part, I think, in the new Argentine side that we're seeing here. I'm sure many of you, for the first time, unless you saw the Japan match, this is a much clearer test of how far they progressed. And there is Mercedes, 21, key midfield player. As away come Argentina on one of the few counter-attacks that they provided. They started very well, but haven't really been in the match in the last 20 minutes. It's been Nigeria who've created the openings, and are rather unlucky, I think, not to be in front at this stage. But it's 0-0. Just wonders how much Argentina have got in reserve, because I've got a feeling here that this is 100% commitment, and everything that Nigeria can throw, but Argentina do seem to be playing very laid back. Whether or not it's the confidence in Passarella's management as Amuniki tries his luck, looking for his second goal of the championship. Nigeria 0, Argentina then 0. Denmark await the winners, or in the event of a draw, Argentina in Friday's final. Free kick quickly taken by Ortega. Here's Batistuta. And that was a great challenge, but Argentina still go through. Chamot, he's in there and he's gone away for a corner. Okafor did well. Chamot thought he'd got goal side. Final touch. That was good defensive play from Nigeria, something we haven't seen from them in previous matches. They seem to have been a lot weaker defensively than some of their counterparts, but have relied on this attacking, aggressive style which won them the African Nations Cup. Argentina trying to get themselves in front before the break, and Batistuta, it's a drive and it's taken a deflection, and Rufai holds on to it. Ortega coming more and more into the game. That was going wide, but I think may have taken a deflection, so Rufai wanting to save the corner. Siasa. That was a challenge of typical Argentine determination by Fabri. He made no bones about going in hard, but Nigeria coming forward again, looking to try and create something, and they've won another corner. And there's a slight injury problem, I think, to Siasa. It is Siasa who's going to need just a little bit of attention, but with the corner to come, the recovery is instantly quicker. Namuniki again will be the instigator from the corner kick. Amakachi surely the man to aim for. Here he is! Off the line, but illegally as well, I think. A bit of pushing from Daniel Amakachi. Well, it was a great corner, this, from Amuniki. Really drilled into the danger area. And, well, once again, I feel goalkeepers get a lot of protection. And in the end, it was Zanetti who was on the line. Bosio, though, can't feel happy when challenged like that from Amakachi. I thought that was a very harsh decision against Amakachi, seeing the replay. And it's certainly a danger area where Bosio really feels uncomfortable. Fine corner from Amuniki, and Amakachi did well. Adepoju, the player, to take a tumble here. And it was a clash of heads, and with Batistuta, that's overawed here. It's an encouraging first 45 minutes so far, with 5 minutes to half-time for Nigeria. But they do need to get a goal in this match to get to the final. No free kick there. Siasa making the most of it. I wouldn't think Daniel Passarella will be over-impressed by his side's first 45 minutes. They're playing a very dangerous game, Argentina, if they have indeed gone to try and settle for a draw, but they are only being shown as an attacking force in sporadic moments as the cross comes in from Zanetti and it's easily cleared. Nigeria have certainly shown the initiative here, and it's still 0-0. Free kick though. Aurora on Ortega. As the defence as the free kick floated towards Batistuta, who was illegally pushing. In fact, it was Fabri up there as well. Those two have offered the most up front that we've seen. Batistuta in the traditional striker's role. Nestor Fabri, who plays for Boca Juniors. As we come towards the closing stages of the first half, in which Nigeria can take a lot of heart from the way they've performed. But the big question is, can they get a goal in front that would really change the whole context of the match? In a way, Nigeria would like to play the same way they're playing at the moment and score as late as possible, because I'm not over-convinced they'd be the same side trying to hang on to a lead. However, the second half is sure to answer all those questions and be very interesting. As long as it stays 0-0 or 1-0 to Nigeria, if they were to get in front, this game is on a knife edge. If Argentina score, it's going to be very tough for Nigeria to get to. But at the moment, though, they're holding off everything that Argentina have thrown at them and a bit more. Now Amakachi in the centre. He was waiting for it, just didn't go for him. Aurora goes in here. Ortega. And he went in fully committed there. Still 0-0. And still everything to play for. Remember though, if it remained 0-0 after 90 minutes, it would be Argentina who would be in Friday's final. Here's Batistuta. And away goes Escudero. Oh, great challenge coming in. That was fine. Aggressive defensive play. Argentina in stoppage time suddenly picked it up a bit. Ortega to take it, floated in. Ortega again. Amakachi. Oh, another sliding challenge. That was super play. Ortega puts in an early cross and it'll be another throw. Well, there has been one or two moments could allow us for a bit of stoppage time, but not so much. Ali Boujasim from the United Arab Emirates checked with the two linesmen. It's a goal kick now. But this will be a first half that Nigeria will come out with more credit. But Argentina will know if they can keep them out for 45 minutes, they'll be through to the final. £1 million at stake for the winners of this Intercontinental Cup. Into the second minute of stoppage time. Nigeria have a throw on halfway. One more chance maybe for them. Iroya. And away from Argentina in the closing stages. It was Shamo who got there. But so did Okafor. Free kick to Nigeria. And that should be half-time. 0. Nigeria coming out with a bit more credit, I feel, than Argentina out of that.